Good evening. I'd like to call the March 4th PM Board of Supervisors meeting to order. The first order of business tonight is a citizens' open forum. This is an opportunity for any citizens to come forward and speak about anything that is not on the agenda tonight. We ask that you hold your comments to 3 minutes. And is there anyone that would like to come up? Come on forward, sir. Please give us your name and the magisterial district that you're from.
Good evening. My name is Glenn Hofer. I'm from the Jefferson District. Brad is my supervisor. Thank you all for having me here tonight. I'd like to just speak briefly about the elderly disabled tax relief program that we have in town. Several years ago, the amount of income that was available was raised to $60,000. It hasn't gone up since then, and many of the elderly and disabled are on Social Security or some similar type of program. So they're getting very close to that $60,000 level. And once they do, then they'll lose what abatement they currently get off of their taxes. And I think it would be very fair if you could come up with a COLA that was equal to Social Security on that. I don't think you need to change the $300,000 net worth, but the amount that they have to pay on a regular basis, or they get paid on a regular basis, will touch that $60,000 and then they'll no longer be eligible. That I think the board could do that without having any real impact on the taxes, because these people are currently involved in that program. Just maybe because the assessment's going up so much, it might have some small impact, but not a great deal. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Anyone else that would like to come and speak? Mr. Haight.
Good evening. Don Haight, Stevensburg. I welcome this opportunity to speak to the Board of Supervisors tonight. Communication is critical in all aspects of governing, legislating, or supervising. Without truthful dialogue, there can be no legitimate discussion, nor can there be respect. To choose to ignore a constituent on a professional level, I believe, is the most inappropriate manner for an elected official. It is not the best way of telling an individual that you do not agree with their point of view. I have respect for all board members until a member chooses not to communicate with a member of the Culpeper residents. I'm not the only victim of non-communication, for Gregory Smith complained about the lack of communication a few months ago. Over a year ago, Deezy Campbell, a well-respected pillar in our community, was told by Susan G. to tell her fellow Stevensburg residents not to contact her about solar. I believe overwhelmed was used. Countless other members of Stevensburg community has similar experiences of non-communication. Now I am a victim of this lack of communication or non-responsiveness. The Stevensburg residents are simply fed up and tired of this lack of respect shown by such failure to communicate. Should you not believe me, just ask around yourself. You may not want to hear our voices, but our voices will be heard in November. I read comments in the paper last week that Susan had a bad experience with the Republican Party. If it wasn't for the Republican Party, Susan would not be my supervisor today. Stevensburg residents won't sit idle, and we won't be quiet when it comes to our property rights, nor will the residents sit back and allow our property values to be diminished or taken away from them. I sent Susan a letter asking her to make a motion to save farmland for utility-scale solar, 300 acres at a time. I even sent Susan a text message asking her to confirm that she had received an email and letter, but I have never gotten a communication or response from her that I sent text or email. I asked her to ask you board members to join her as well to protect and preserve Culpeper County for generations to come. I'm sure she hasn't complied with my request, so I'm happy to supply you a copy of it today. I will also email you a copy because the letter has website links in it, and will ask John and Sam to submit it to public records. If you truly want to maintain the rural character of Culpeper, this is a quick way to start. There is a 300-acre utility-scale solar application waiting to be submitted to rob Culpeper of more farmland. The choice is yours. The fate of Culpeper is in your hands. If you love Culpeper, now's the time to act. If you don't, then just sit back and do nothing. May God continue to bless Culpeper County and its residents. And my name is Don Hay Jr. I am definitely here to stay. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Anyone else that would like to speak? Mr. Updike.
That 80th birthday makes it a little bit harder to get out of that chair. I'm Francis Updike from Cedar Mountain District. I've missed seeing you guys for a while. Mostly health issues have prevented that, but that's all right. I try to keep up with you anyway, and I'll speak quickly. First of all, I canceled my newspaper last year, and with my health situation, I didn't keep up. I didn't even see my friend Sam being elevated to the proper position. I congratulate Sam for being chosen, and I congratulate you guys for choosing him. I've known him ever since he's been here with my work on the BZA, and so you couldn't have done any better. Thank you. David, congratulations on your election. And other than that, rest of you, we chat when we run into each other. Gary, I'm going to try to get back to the gym soon. First of all, you know, I spent a lot of time, you guys spent a lot of time, and we're all on the same page, but wheels turn slowly. Before I rode up at Pearl Sample and A.G. Richardson, I have the latest info that you have, but whatever needs to be done to kickstart, push, shove, file the condemnation or whatever, if they don't want to cooperate, then we'll take it from there. All right, the next thing is, I've talked to a couple of you about it. David was kind enough to do some research for me. I talked to Sam. My daughter's well was the coldest week we had. The pump actually fell off the end of the line. So when we pulled it, we found out it wasn't very deep. And long story short, we were getting surface water in them. So anyway, I had the Reiner come out and chit-chat. And I learned that there's a $400 fee, permit fee. And so I started looking into that, and all of us educated ourselves a little bit about it, from Sam to David, and anybody, even Bob Orr didn't know what's the $100 that goes to Culpeper. They said $400 for end of the state and $100 to Culpeper. So I stopped by the health department this morning, and that was the fewest answers I ever gotten to anything. Well, we don't know. I said, what do I get for my $400 other than a piece of paper permit? Somebody come out and check it. What do you do? They couldn't answer. Well, we just got to make sure it's in the right place. I said, well, it's still functioning as of today and been there since 1972. I'm hoping it's in the right place. Plus, I built my house all on one level, not far from it, 10 years ago. So it seemed to be a little odd. And I picked up some more answers tonight from David and Sam on what the $100 was. They did tell me not all counties charge $100. The state grabs its $300. Like, for example, Madison doesn't charge $100 for the permit. Thank God I can afford it, but I'm thinking about, Reiner's folks told me about an elderly gentleman. Now that I'm in the 80s, I guess that's me too. Last year, his well went bad, and he couldn't afford to pay for the well, let alone the extra $100. So I think she even covered $100 for him. She said, I didn't have nerve enough to ask him for the extra 100. So anyway, it's just an interesting situation. Now we all know what's happening when I'm just going to drop the well deeper because it's only about 75 feet and we're getting surface water. So it's no big deal. But I think if there's any way to avoid the $100 for those who are in this situation, because this is an unexpected cost if it happens to you. It's not like you're building a house and you plan it and it goes into your mortgage and all that kind of stuff. And I just said, thank God I can afford it, I think. But anyway, I just wanted to come and share a few words with you. Congratulate you. Keep up the good work. I'll be back, and budget time's coming soon. And I know that's a pain for everybody, but you got to bite the bullet and do what you got to do. And there's no easy answers. So anyway, thank you very much.
Thank you. Is there anyone else that would like to come and speak? Hearing none, we will move on. We have an agenda before us. Are there any additions or deletions to the agenda? Hearing none, we will move forward as presented. The first item of business tonight is general county business. The board will consider approval of an uncodified ordinance setting the application date for relief of the applications and hearing of the biennial assessment challenges before the 2025 Board of Equalization. This requires a public hearing, and I will now open the public hearing. Is there anyone that would like to come forward and speak? Seeing no one, we will close the public hearing. Is there a motion to approve what are we approving? The ordinance? Yeah. Yeah.
I move to approve the dates as advertised on Board
Yes.
Docs.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion?
Just like I mentioned, Mr. Chairman, this starts on May the 1st, and June 20th this year.
Okay.
I'm not sure John got your, I'm not sure that John picked it up. He was holding his hand up.
For John back there, I said I think it needs to be mentioned that the starting date for taking the applications would be May the 1st and would be ending June the 20th of this year. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Okay, we will move on now to Planning Commission business. We didn't vote. All right. All in favor? We have a motion on the floor. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? The motion is carried. Item number 6, Planning Commission business. 6.01, renewal of the Colchester Farms Ag and Forestal District. And I will throw that to Mr. Drumheller.
I'll introduce the case by reading the Planning Commission letter. Dear Chairman Doer, on February 25th, 2025, the Planning Commission reviewed the Colchester Farm Agricultural and Forestal District, which expires in 2025 in accordance with procedures as set forth in Article 8E of the zoning ordinance. In an effort to conserve and protect and to encourage the development and improvement of agricultural and forestal lands for the production of food and other agricultural and forestal products, the Commission concurs with the Agricultural and Forestal Advisory District Committee and has determined that the renewal of the aforementioned district is appropriate. The Planning Commission hereby recommends to the Board of Supervisors that the Colchester Farm Agricultural and Forestal District, currently under review, be continued under Appendix A, Article 8E of the Culpeper County Code for a period of 8 years until the next review required in October 2033. Sincerely, Sanford Reeves, Jr.
Additionally, Mr. Chairman, to date, there have been no withdrawals from this district since the last renewal of 2017, and no voluntary withdrawals during this renewal review period. Secondly, there are currently 5 parcels enrolled in this district consisting of 427.88 total acres. The parcels are shown up on the map for you to see. And
Thank you. Are there any questions or discussion? If not, is there a motion?
Yes, sir. I am going to make a motion that we renew the Colchester Farm Ag Forestal District until, what? Oh, public hearing, sorry.
We need a public hearing for this.
I was asked for a motion, threw me off, sorry.
That's okay. We will open the public hearing. Is there anyone that would like to come forward and speak on the renewal of the Ag District? Seeing no one, we will close the public hearing. Mr. Underwood.
Now, I'm going to make a motion that we renew the Colchester Ag Forestal District for a period of 8 years. I do so somewhat reluctantly. So first, I am aware of the district. There are 2 owners. It works fine. There's 1 exterior buffer. That exterior buffer does not adversely impact the adjoining landowners, and that's why I'm reluctantly approving it. When I look at all other potential and exterior buffers, this one's a safe one, and it's a good group, so I make a motion for approval.
Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion is carried. If there is no other business, we'll hear a motion for adjournment. We are adjourned.